Hey Heidi, how you doing? Okay, get this. This is something that really weird that just happened to me. Okay, I was drawing. I know my phone sent you two pictures. I don't know why it sent you two pictures. And my beard, I'm growing my whole beard out. I lowered everything. So I went up to the counter. I went to ask about my food. And then there's this tall, skinny Negro woman starts getting mouthy with me saying, well, what do you want to do? What do you exactly want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not fucking trying to be telepathic. I'm not trying to fuck with anybody. I didn't swear at her. I just said, I don't know. I just said, I'm just trying to find out what I can do, what I can eat. Because every time I eat fish, I get that fucking piedinal abscess. It just weeps. And then, so if I don't eat fish, I don't get that. So that's the clue to you. Don't eat any kind of tuna. Don't eat sardines. Don't eat anything to do with fish. Okay, don't do that. Eat cucumbers. Go to the store, buy CBD oil, and take 30 units of CBD oil every day, and do that. Eat cucumbers and stuff. So then I went back to the desk, and this East Indian says, "So what are you fighting for?" And I said, "What do you mean, fighting for what?" I said, "I'm fighting for my freedom." And she says, "Why are you blaming us?" And I said, "I'm not blaming you." And she goes, you don't raise your voice with us. You're all confrontational with us." And I said, "Excuse me? I've been fucking doing artwork for the last 2 hours. I've been sitting in the kitchen doing nothing, minding my own business. Listen, Heidi, okay, these pieces of shit are telepathic. They're fucking losers, and they're blaming me. Listen, I'm not the one that's making the telepathic people. I know how this all plays out. You and me are actually a couple, okay? Now listen to me real closely. We are a couple, and Heidi has green eyes. They switched you. They lied to you. There's like probably between 4 to 7 of you, and they made a whole shitload of clones of James and me. I am the real one. I know I'm the real one, and I'm not James Werbisky because my eyes, look on the sides of my eyes, they hang down here. Jesse Marcel is my father. I got this triple strand anomaly from Jesse, okay? And I don't have Uncle Rod's bump on my nose. I have a bit of a bump higher up on my nose, just like Jesse Marcel. And my beard's curly, and Jesse comes directly from Zeus. And my eyes are Ryujin. See, the clones, their eyes are just flat. Their eyes are flat like this. See, their eyes are flat. But Ryujin's eyes are totally round. My eyes are like complete. They bulge out. They're round. And my inside, the green part of my inside of my eye can move back and forth. I see it move back and forth. When I was in the mirror trimming up one day, my eyelid, the inside of my eyes, you know how if you have the color brown or whatever, mine are green, and mine move back and forth. I'm a reptilian. I'm reptilian Ryujin, and I made mankind in my image and stuff. Now, what I think, to tell you the truth, because they're trying to say that my name is, she calls me Ian Werbisky. According to my ID, it's James Ian Werbisky. So we have them there, and I'm going to tell them, I'm just going to say, look, man, you guys are breaching my charter rights. I'm going to tell you what I know. I remember what I sent to you. I'm going to tell the review board that. At this point in the game, I have nothing to lose if they keep picking on me. And if I don't stick up for myself and I keep lying and shit, it's going to be no good for me. I am not James Werbisky. It says to live your memories. Live what you remember. I don't remember being with you. I don't remember living in Haines Junction. The pictures I showed you of me playing guitar, I have a picture of the living room that supposedly James grew up with, in a living room that I was in, and that living room is different. It's totally different. They've been cloning humanity, and they're making telepathic, because the Greys are telepathic, and they're making clones of them that are telepathic. Now all of these staff members are telepathic, and they're accusing me for shit. They're starting trouble with me because they're torturing me with the HAARP in Alaska, and the nerve gas is the catalyst. And it's just like an FM radio station, and they're sitting there putting voices in my head. I'll be sitting there, and I'll hear, "Go fuck yourself." And that's the HAARP doing this. They're using the HAARP, and they're putting voices, or we'll be walking around, and this kid comes up to me and he says, "Did you just hear that?" And I said, they're using, it's like a speaker. It's like the speaker is in the whole hospital. and they have it, and these telepathic people are hearing voices, and the staff are hearing voices. I don't hear the voices. I just feel. I don't hear any voices, like I told them. I don't see any delusions. I don't hear anything. And they keep trying to say that I'm fucking schizophrenic, but they're fucked right up. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not mentally ill. I have fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, the same as you do. You were born with your teeth spaced apart, same as Elijah. He has that because of you, and you carried him in your womb. And Elizabeth is his mom. I think so, Heidi. And she had an ectopic pregnancy. There's two of them. There's Jake Muxworthy, there's Jacob Mux, and then there's Eli. You get a picture of Eli when he was 15, and you look up Jacob Muxworthy, and you look up there, and it's Muxworthy. It's his word. And he's saying the same thing. I got Liz Richoux pregnant in France. So how the fuck could I remember this. I remember Spaz on the boats. I was in my bedroom, and all of a sudden I see Hi and Flash, this military video comes on, and then there's Spaz smiling at me, and I'm like, oh my God, Spaz. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I was like, oh, happy, right on. And then I looked at the comments, and it's like, watch our videos. And there's a video of me at Area 51. There's a video, a picture of me at Area 51 sitting in a fighter jet that's not around. This has not been developed, this fighter jet, and I'm sitting in there, and I'm all clean shaven, and I'm smiling. So this is true. I was in Australia, and I'm from Australia. That's bloody right. I'm really lying it. Yeah, this is where I'm from. Bloody hell, who would have thought? Yeah, I'm Aussie, mate. That's right. I'm from like Melbourne. Yeah, I'm from Australia, and they had me in the States. I was in the wars, and they found out, yeah, bloody hell, this guy can fly jets. Yeah, he's good. Let's keep him up there. Yeah, so this is what I did. Then they switched me and James, and bloody hell, they put him in the military. They put James in fighter jets, and he was flying around. He got sick, man. They just abused him. And then I've seen James was in Edmonton. I saw him. I saw James Peter Werbisky. Peter Werbisky's taller than James. So what I'm saying is not a fucking delusion. This is real. No, all because they say, well, what are you fighting for? I am fighting for the mental health people not to have any more work, and for the people to kill all of them, because they're fucked up, retarded clones. And I didn't give anybody permission, and they do have to go because they're not pure. They're not allowed to make them, and that's what Adolf Hitler was doing. He wasn't killing good Jewish people and East Indian people. He was killing the clones of them. And all the clones are going, even my clones. I don't want any clones. I don't want people sneaking in and out of my life. Whatever, man. Hey, I got to do the same too. If I talk the talk, I got to walk the walk. Same as they're accusing me of being mad. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm not mad at any of you. I've been sitting there fucking drawing for the last hour. How the fuck does that make me mad at you people? They're all just assuming shit and stuff. These fuck, man. On Tuesday, man, I better be the fuck out of here. If I don't get out of here on Tuesday, you need to phone the fucking military. Because look at my face. I'm missing a whole part of the front of my face here. Okay, I'm not James Ian Werbisky. Okay, you look right there. You can't see. It's freaking hard to see. But if you look at my hair, I got a huge bullet hole right there. And anytime you go on there, anytime I go on here, they're putting my clones on there to eye me up and shit. Two shall not covet, Mark. So that's all I got to say, Heidi. Yeah, and stuff. And I'm not upset at anybody, but these people are accusing me of being fucking aggressive and fighting with them. And I'm like, where are you getting this? I looked at the lady and I said, in my head, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why are you accusing me? She says, what are you fighting for? I said, for my freedom. And she said, why are you mad at us? I said, I'm not mad at anybody. And they're just assuming shit and fucked up. And maybe that's a technique they do and stuff. But I'm not playing games with people like that. Same as that lady attacked me, I fucked her up so bad. I flipped her around in less than 3 seconds and nearly broke her arm. And I said, don't fuck with me. Keep your hands off me. And I told these people, you better let me go. And they're fucking done anyways. These people are walking around. Some days they've got fucking 25, 30 staff. Then they start torturing all the people with nerve gas and the fucking harp. And then they're lying about this. And they're, no, we don't. Well, that's true though. Why would I lie to them? If I tell them something, I don't got nothing to benefit. Same as Dr. Berg is Hungarian. She's good German people like us. Why? And she's a Ryan Jin to boot. So why the fuck would what does she think she's going to benefit by abusing me and trying to kidnap me? It's not going to fucking help her. And Dr. Greer is just off her rocker. Fuck, I went out for a whole fucking pass one day. And then I came back. Yeah, you're seeing, look at that. There you go, Heidi. You're right. I'm missing the whole front of my head like that. That's right. And James isn't. See? That there, I got all that blowing up when I went out of my fighter jet. Behind enemy lines is true about me. Behind Ian Amy Melbourne. That's right. And I got shot down in The Hague. I'm telling them the truth. And I even showed you that video. That's me when I was young. Before I have all this damage on, before I got all this damage on my face. I'm not James Ian Werbisky because I measured my eyeballs and my eyeballs come right out. They kind of bulge right out like Orion Jin's. And my eyes, there's no way that they cooked my eyes. If they used something like lye in my eyes or anything caustic, Heidi, it would have killed me. That would have blinded me. There's no way. And James Werbisky, I read my Bible. It says not to be James Werbisky. The very beginning of my white Bible, our Bible, says exactly what I said, that I am the Messiah, that Ian Oakley's lying, and he's a pedophile, he molests kids. Jesus died on the cross back in the day, Heidi, because he was a child molester. He was molesting boys. So the Romans fucking snuffed him out. It only kind of mentions it in the book of Luke, but I know about that. And if Jesus was so smart, and I asked for forgiveness from Jesus himself, but even when he was on the cross, he went, Ela, 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 Sabachini. My father, that's Aramaic and old Yiddish. It's my father, why are you forsaking me? Basically he's saying, why won't you get me off the cross? Well, he couldn't because he was guilty. His father knew. Joseph knew that he was molesting boys. He was molesting little boys. He was like 32 when they caught Jesus. They said, oh, he was doing a raising ceremony. He was under a bed sheet with a little boy. And it even says that, even in the Nag Hammadi scriptures. You need to get me out of here because I'm not playing games with these people. Heidi, I'm trained to kill people. And I fucking showed them. That security guard came up and he was like, holy fucking. And he said, whoa, brother. He said, you are the real deal. And I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And he said, no worries. He said, oh, we seen that. You all good? And I said, nah, I don't want to press charge. Move forward, whatever. Same as with them, whatever, that's in the past. But if she's going to follow me around and bitch at me and stuff, then basically I'm going to fucking phone the police on and have her fucking charged for criminal harassment. That's criminal harassment. They're not allowed to harass people. I wasn't bothering anybody. I went up and got my menu and I said, I'm tired of them feeding me fucking fish every day and everything. So I'm going to fix this. So I went and did this and then they're like accusing me of shit. I'm not telepathic in any way, fucking shape or form. It does not matter. The sarin gas is the conductor for the electricity. And I don't hear voices. I'll be sitting there listening to the TV. I'll be listening to the movie. And then I'll hear, Ian, it's me. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. Yes, I'm in Montreal. I heard fucking James talking to me. I'm in Montreal. Don't worry, I'm back east. Everything's all right. I'm not the Messiah. You are, and you are right. And that's what he said to me. So these people can talk to us via the TVs and shit. This is not something that's in my head. Everybody in here can understand this and they talk to them and everybody's working and doing this. It's like a military unit. We're all a military brigade. All the patients are the military doing this, beating these people. And they're upset about this because they want to make a living off of abusing people, and that's not cool. Any person that buys or sells or kidnaps a man shall surely be put to death. I'm just quoting the law. I'm not trying to be mean to people. I'm just telling them why the fuck. I'm outside doing my own business, man. But because my sanding was bothering the telepathic people, they fucking snitched on me. And I know who did. It was probably the fucking Negroes in the corner, not my bro. My bro here is cool. My Negro buddy's cool. It's not him. But the Negro people living in my building probably snitched on me, or someone was bothering them because they're telepathic. But that's just the thing. How is that our problem? It says, two shall not make unto thee any graven image. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. That's the Oakley family. That's Uncle Rod and Auntie Ernie. Well, Ian, supposedly Uncle Rod is his son. Yeah, well, Uncle Rod's not my father because I come from another person, and it's not Uncle Rod. I look just like Jesse Marcel. So I'm telling you this, Heidi, and the fact that James looks like me, maybe they cloned me. That's what I was told, that they made all a shitload of stupid clones, and they're worshiping the clones like they're gods when they're not. So I'm going to tell the truth. What are they going to do to me? I'm not a harm to anybody. I'm trained to kill people. I know how to kill people. I'm not hurting anybody. The only time I'm going to hurt somebody is if they try to hurt me. Then they're going to go down in one huge fucking flash. And there's going to be no doubt about it. I will win. No matter, I will win. Fact. And I don't want to do that. I want to just help the people. I don't want to abuse people. I don't want to fuck around. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight this big fucking Negro people here. I don't want to mess with anybody. I just want out of here. And I know what they're doing, and I want to take down the mental health society and rebuild it. And I told them there's two types of people. There's chimpanzees and there's gorillas, and that's basically what the Greys started doing. They started taking chimpanzees and humans, and they started to try to make their own humanity. That's why the Bradish boys are really strong. They come from chimpanzee people, and you know the Negro people, they're not Negroes. That's an insult to them. They're Nebrus. That's the right word to. And they're Nebrus, and they like to serve. They were in the Tuskegee Air Force and everything. They're good people. They're really good people. Dr. Sante, a lot of them. And they come from the gorilla people. But that's the Greys did that. I didn't fucking do that. I created man in my image. I can't help this. There's the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's going to be, like the Bible says, 477,000 people on earth. And there's going to be no more other people. And that's a fact. Jesse Marcel's going to make this happen, and Grandpa and all of them. They are going to do this. This is a fact. So these people, they might as well just give up abusing the people and ask for forgiveness and pray that they can incarnate into a good being one day. That's what all I hope to is, if I ever pass away, that I incarnate into a good person and I'm kind to people. I come down, there's a mental kid here. I come down, I taught him how to put boots on. He had no booties on. His feet were all dirty and stuff, and they, and that's true. They pushing him around and stuff, shoving him around all over the place and that. And that pissed me off. I didn't like that when they did that. And they're treating people mean. And I don't like that. I'm not like that. You can't just grab people and shove them around. It's not his fault that he has Down syndrome. It's because his mom used heroin or something. Anytime a kid is fucked up, it's because of what their parents did. It's nothing to do. We're all fucked up. Or, James did that and humming and chewing his tongue because he had FAS. And they've been pumping sarin gas in Haines Junction since you guys were little. Just in very small amounts, and they were slowly raising it. And then they made the harps in about 1985, and that's the first year. I was measuring the weather with Holly Tate and Rod Tate. And we got no snow till December. And you remember that year. If you lived in Haines Junction, you'll remember that year. Marty Pauls was bothering you. You remember what happened to Marty Pauls? He had a big footprint on his head. Do you remember that? Yeah, my Richard Taylor. Tuned him right up real hard like, didn't he? Yeah, he didn't bother you anymore, did he? Exactly, man. And they're sitting there and they're using animal DNA on humans and doing all kinds of stuff. Astrophia, where those people have hair on their faces and they look like dogs and shit. That's because they're using dog DNA in humans and shit. I am the smartest human on earth, Heidi. There's nobody smarter than me. You are not going to get anybody smarter. And if you're mad at me, I like when you get mad at me once in a while. That kind of tuned me up. I know I was dropping a deuce, reading what Greta said and stuff. I understand that, but I had a couple deuces, a bit to get, the poop out of me. I'm drinking water and everything, and I'm going to tell the truth on Tuesday, and I'm going to tell them that I'm sorry, you guys. Like, they're trying to say that that I was kicked out of the Boyle McCully. The police came and arrested me for failing to appear in court I didn't even know that James had a court date. So that proves right there that I'm not James Wierzbicki. So I went in and I told the judges, and he dropped the charge. He said, whatever. He said, get out of my courtroom. What are you still doing in here? I said, my ID. I said, what do I do about that? He says, you got to get a DNA test and prove this. He said, right? You know what to do. He said, you're smart. I'm a 4th year undergrad in law. I graduated high school in Melbourne. I have a grade 12 education. I'm a 4th year architectural draftsman. I'm a 3-star general in the military, according to the Filipinos. They said you're a 3-star general. And I'm like, oh, what? One of them told me when I was down getting coffee the other day. And these people, sometimes they come up to me and talk to me. Oh yeah, don't worry, everything's on it. I phone the police about the siren. And people are coming up to me and telling me this. And then there's other people that are picking on me. Get out of my hospital and yapping at me. I'm like, whatever. And I just keep walking. I'm ignoring those people. But just because they can hear voices in their heads, how is that my fault? You know, I didn't create people like that. I didn't tell people to torture them with sarin gas while they're working. They need to trust me and phone the police and say, fuck, you're not allowed to pump nerve gas in the hospital. Stop doing that. And that's what they need to do. How the fuck is it my fault? Why do I always got to do this? They're the staff. That's on them to do that. I'm not mad at anybody. Why are you picking on us? I said, I ain't picking on you people. I'm telling the truth. I came into the downstairs. I said, I got 5 minutes to get upstairs. They stole time from me. They abducted me and did something to me and put me back down. And I only had 5 minutes. I went to an East Indian security guard. I'm on 6'2". I need to get up. No, you got to use this door. And I'm like, oh, okay. He treated me like shit. That's on them, not me. So I'm not blaming her for his mistakes. Why would I blame somebody else for somebody else's stupidity? I'm not like that. And neither are you. Now you need to eat yogurt. Lots of lime yogurts, man. All yogurts, cucumbers, potatoes, light rice, no fish, no chicken either, no chicken, icken, Sprite, ginger ale, make you sick. That's what they're doing. You gotta learn this. Sprite, that's right. Your tummy feels better, Sprite. You get a sore tummy, you drink Sprite. If you can't find it, get 7-Up. Okay? Listen up when I talk to you. So anyways, that's all I gotta say for now. Okay, I'm gonna jam out. I love you lots. I'll send you some more music. Don't be mad at me, man. This is not my fault, man. And I know everything about Area 51 because I was there. I'm getting my memories back. That's why I want to get out of here, so I can get a doctor, get hypnotized, so I can find out the real thing. I know my name is Ian Amy Melbourne. I'm not Ian Oakley, and Michelle's like, oh, Mo, and I'm like, oh, really? I didn't do that to you. I said, abducting people and putting them in other people's beds and shit. People are sick, Heidi, man. You gotta learn that, man. That's why you said the first time when my head turned all white, I heard you yelling, don't! And then all of a sudden I was sitting there and I seen James going into a spaceship. I seen him going into a huge big round spaceship as I was being lowered into the Amaro household. I remember that. And when I eat these peppermints, I can see at nighttime when I'm sleeping. I'm completely awake. I'm sound asleep, but I can see everything. It's fucking cool. And when people abduct me, I know they abduct me. They abducted me and took me to China, and they cleaned out my urethra. They cleaned out my urethra, and they're like, you can see me, eh? I'm like, I can see you. I said, how are you doing, Sonny? He says, you miss me? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, don't worry, we're just going to clean out your urethra and give you a bit of medicine for the sarin abuse, and then we'll take you back home. And I'm like, yeah, man, can you get me a pop or something? He said, what do you want? I said, give me a Sprite. And I was in there drinking Sprite and everything, and I was in some place in the Tingyan province in China. They took me to China for the night, and I was in there, and I visited, played cards with them a bit, and then they took me back to my apartment and stuff. I remember that. And this is what I've been doing. I don't know why, but when I started eating these peppermints, I can see in the middle of the night. I know what the people are doing, so nobody's getting the jump up on me and everybody's mad. How is that my fault? Exactly, it's not my fault. All right, anyways, I'll talk to you later and stuff. And if anything major comes up, I'll let you know what happens. But if on Tuesday, if something happens really horrible and something happens, you're going to have to intercede and just fucking phone Edgar and Mom. Just say to Edgar, Heidi, he's lying. He knows. I send him German. I speak fluent. I speak almost 7 languages. I can't remember some of them, but I speak German fluently. I speak French fluently. I speak Aramaic fluently, and I speak Mandarin fluently, and I'm a black belt, and I can swing a Mustafa so fast that I break the sound barrier with it. That's how well trained I am. All right, so I'm not lying to you. I got nothing. Lying to you is just gonna get you not wanting anything to do with me, and I don't want to do that to you. I want to be polite with you. And we've been together so many times. We have so many kids. We have a kid named Mikey. His name is Kadu. And he has big freaking blue eyes and he's mean. He fights. Man, this kid, he's short and he's tough. He's got a hair limp. He smiles. You don't bug me, man. Don't bug me, Dad. He gets all tough. He's a really tough kid, man. Mikey, his name is Mikey. And he's our son. I know what they've been doing. I'm not stupid. And you'll see. Mikey, he's in the heavenly realms. He's at the base. He's the one doing all of this. I drew a picture of him. I have a picture of him at home. Kadu. His name is Kadu. That's his real name. His nickname is Kadu. And his name is Mikey. He has blue eyes like you. He has my eyebrows. And he's really cute. He's really tough too. He's a real mean kid, man. He knows how to scrap. I taught him how to fight. Okay, I'll talk with you later, Heidi. I'm going to jam out for a while. Peace, eh?